Dodgers are reporting to Tampa soon, but 80% of the Yankees team is already there. If you're looking for a podcast to give you doom and gloom, this is not the one. Today we're talking about the keys to the 2026 Yankees' success.
You heard.
What are your thoughts when facing an opponent?
There is no opponent.
And why is that?
Because the word does not exist.
Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew this Friday, February 6th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, joined by the compañeros this morning. We got the fly guy, my guy, the Ace Avenue, and of course, the lovely Grace Monroe. And all you Yankee fans, wake up and get some coffee.
Coffee.
Because we the three best friends that anybody can have. Because we the three
best friends that anyone. Oh,
anybody
Ace is
can
too
have.
cool to sing with us, Hector. We might have to
He
vote
was-
him off the
he was-
island.
he was- but the thing is, he was
playing.
He was playing the
Oh.
sound effect, and that's why, But shout out to y'all, Grace and Ace.
Well, I
How are
guess
you feeling?
I'll see myself out. Y'all, just so you know, in the chat, I don't know, for whatever technical reason, I cannot hear the sound effects when Ace plays them. So if I talk over them or I'm obtuse, that's why. I'm sorry.
We got big words here. Obtuse. For those of you that are playing Scrabble and keeping score, Grace just scored 14 points. But everybody
my
who's
God.
watching us, whether you're watching us on Facebook, whether you're watching us on TikTok, whether you're watching us on Twitter, or wherever you are on Instagram, click that link in the bio, jump on over to YouTube, and join the conversation. We are here, Uptown Sports TV. This is Yankees Morning Brew. Make sure you guys, in the description of this live video, the link to all of our social medias is there. You'll find Grace, you'll find Ace, and as well, you'll find Ace's YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are subscribing to my guy, the Ace Avenue, one of the best watch-alongs during the Yankee season, and I look forward to that coming back soon. But Ace, I'm gonna kick it over to you. How you feeling this Thursday? And then, how you feeling this Friday? Because we were supposed to be here Thursday, but we didn't. But how you feeling?
Man, it's a feel-good Friday. I am glad to be here. The weekend is officially here, and we are one step closer to the 2026 season, and I can't wait. Grace, how you feeling? Like the sweater, by the way. Like the little knitted sweater. Looks fire.
Thank you, Ace. This is crochet, and I made it myself. This
Fire.
It took me almost a month to make. But yeah, somebody asked me the other day what my hobbies were, and Hector was outing me as a crochet artist, so I thought I should wear one of my creations. So thank you for noticing. But yeah, I'm feeling okay, guys. I'm kind of playing hurt, so consider me like Anthony Volpe with the torn labrum today. Swinging at trash low and outside the zone, but still here trying to help. So I have a migraine, but it's all good.
I want to shout out the chat before we continue the conversation. Our good friend Tina is in the building, one of the best moderators that's on YouTube. Shout out to Tina. She does a good job, not only on this channel, but a lot of the friends of this channel as well, as you guys know. Of course, my brother from another mother, NYCC Money is in the building. Kayla Vasquez, how are you doing? My guy Zoe, the engineer, is in the building. Lorenzo Cardona. Lorenzo, how you doing, brother? Of course, one of our favorite producers that's out there, our guy Future's in the building. Future, good morning. How you doing? I hope all is well. I hope you made your bed last night. Future, myself, was on with Brian Fonseca, breaking down the NBA trade deadline, on top of talking more World Baseball Classic before the news that's came out with Team Puerto Rico. Eddie Snaps is in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Miguel Salvadori is in the building. And then, of course, Carl T is here. Carl, how are you doing? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. But guys, I know this is Friday. We were supposed to have a show on Thursday. We had the open panel on Wednesday, but with the season coming closer, with spring training, like Grace said, pitchers and catchers are supposed to report February 15th. But Joe Sherman reported the other day that over 80% of the New York Yankee players are already in Tampa. And this all starts with Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge sets the tone. Aaron Judge is our captain, and our season is decided if Aaron Judge is healthy or if Aaron Judge is not. That's the way that the Yankees season is going to come down to in 2026. And I look forward not only to Yankees baseball this season, I look forward to having these conversations every week with two of the best co-hosts that are out there, Grace and Ace.
I think Booney, on one of the interviews that he's been kind of doing the rounds lately, who mentioned the kind of idea that if Aaron Judge is at camp early and he's the best player, this is the implication. If the best player in baseball is at camp early, I better get my ass to camp. And that's kind of the example that he sets, and that kind of permeates the entire energy of the early team and the early squad. And I think that's just so awesome. We know Aaron Judge is a lead by example kind of guy. He's a super humble guy, even though he's the best. I don't know how he walks that line of humility all the time, but somehow he does it, sets that example, and gets the team excited and to buy in from day one. It's so valuable.
Yeah, Grace hit all the points on the head right there as far as Aaron Judge, lead by example type guy. Go out there and enjoy the warm weather of Florida as well. Go out there and start leading your troops for another season. Especially you want to get out there early if you're Aaron Judge, because he will be missing some time with the WBC. So it is good to get out there and show your face out there early.
Ooh, I got some footage for y'all. I got some footage because I checked, because I know there's some media members that's down there, some Latino media members as well. So I was like, let me go and check real quick. So I have some. We got some footage. Look at the boys. Look at Aaron Judge and the boys in spring training. They getting ready for the season. That's a beautiful thing to see. Beautiful
I saw
thing
them.
to see.
Yeah, they went to a hockey game, I think. Tampa Bay, maybe. Somebody help me out. I'm not an NHL girly, but I think they went to a hockey game. Nice little bonding night. Those nights are actually really, really important to build camaraderie, teamwork. The feeling, friendship, and all that. So they're already at it. Weathers was there. It was a lot of the pitching staff, of course, Aaron Judge, and so yeah. I mean, they're already focusing up. So that's it. That's really good to see. I'm getting excited, y'all. Are y'all getting excited?
Oh, I'm getting excited. It's not that many hockey rinks in Puerto Rico, so I can't help you with the hockey team either.
I think it was a hockey game. Tampa Bay Lightning, is that them?
It could be.
That is a thing.
Okay.
That is a thing.
All right. Well, anyway, I think that's where they were. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm really looking forward to the WBC, but I'm getting excited for the Yankees baseball season as well. I'm excited that the ABS system is going to be integrated this year, the challenges and everything, and I'm excited to see our boys play baseball every day again. I miss them. And of course, Daddy Cole's coming back this year. I need to start a countdown. I need to put a dry erase board back here with a countdown to Daddy Cole. Y'all know he's my favorite.
We got to make that
player.
overlay, heck.
We got to make that overlay. That's a birthday bestie. Him and I, we share the same birthday. Shout out to Gerrit Cole, and shout out to Susan Waldman, whose birthday is literally the day before ours, September 7th.
Virgos everywhere.
Virgos, everything. And shout out to my guy, Yankee Boy Joel, number 7, with the $10 super chat, helping us keep the lights on. Home from the hospital. Listen, we're happy that you're home from the hospital. Everybody put the prayer emojis in the chat for our boy Joe. Home from the hospital. Glad to be with my morning brew crew. Let's pay for Hector's trip. Joe, I appreciate you so much, brother. Make sure you guys drop the prayers in the chat for my good friend Joel. And like he said, I will be down there in Tampa covering not Tampa. I'll be in Puerto Rico and Miami for the World Baseball Classic. Could be either in Tampa for the end of spring training or in San Francisco for opening day with the Yankees out there in the Bay. I'm not too sure, but whatever you guys do, make sure you guys drop the prayers. We hope you're good, Joe. I appreciate you for the super chat, but your health comes first before anything else. So I definitely appreciate you. Folks in the chat, if you guys can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Interact with the poll that we have running in the chat. There's a poll that's in the chat right now, and here is the poll. What is the biggest key to the Yankees' success this season? We got 4 options. We got staying healthy, pitching depth, lineup balance, and star performance from your star players. We got 88% of you guys saying that the Yankees' health is the most important thing to this team's success. 6% are saying lineup depth, Stars performing at star level, it's 6%, and pitching depth is at 7%. A lot of people trust the Yankees pitching. We got 18 votes on that poll. So if you guys haven't interacted with the poll, please interact with the poll. And shout out to my guy EE from the Pinstripe Bugle in the building. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. So Grace and Ace, I'll toss it over to Grace since Grace, you weren't with us for the open panel on Wednesday. When it comes to the Yankees' keys to success, what are the major keys for the Yankees to be successful in 2026 for you?
Well, I gotta say, I voted for health in the poll in the chat, and I agree with that kind of winning, because obviously the Yankees are betting a lot on running it back. That's the big, phrase that everybody's been using lately, right? And although I don't think they're running it back, 1-to-1, they are running back the offense. I think it's fair to say they're trying to run back the offense. And if they're going to be successful at running back that offense, that was number 1 in baseball, that hit the most home runs in baseball, that was so successful, carrying a team that had bullpen woes all year and starting pitcher woes all year long, they're going to have some repeat performances from the major players on offense. I'm looking at Cody Bellinger. I'm looking at Trent Grisham. And I'm looking at Jasson Jr. Aaron Judge, I feel like, can come down a little bit, and we should still be able to have a massive success. I'm not going to put on Aaron Judge that he needs to repeat his performance last year. That's insane. But I think we do need a few of these guys to repeat or at least get really, really close to the level of contribution that they gave us last year.
Yeah,
Ace?
I'm right there with you. One of the keys to success that I have as well is also health. You want these guys to go in as healthy as possible. We are already banged up with missing 2 starters. If you want to count Clark Schmidt as well, he's also one of them. Giancarlo Stanton is a guy that does do some IO stints. Hopefully this could be one of his more healthier seasons as his contract is coming down. That'd be great. We need the health from the star players. Aaron Judge as well. We definitely need him to be out there every single day, especially with him being in the World Baseball Classic. Hopefully he's, ramped up, loosened up, and can avoid some of those, injuries from being, a little stagnant. Jazz Chisholm is a guy I would like to see also stay healthy as well. And health is a big factor because the best ability is availability. If the guys aren't out there, they really can't contribute. And health is really something that, a lot of people think is its own skill set, because you do have people that, you see it all the time, like the basketball world, like the Anthony Davises, and people that are just immune, people that are just like prone to injury and stuff like that. But then some people,
I cannot believe he did this to me.
And then some people,
I cannot believe he did this to me. This Dallas girl. Okay.
That wasn't intentional. That was not intentional. Pure coincidence. But yeah, you get the gist of it though. Some guys do get into freak accidents. Like Aaron Judge is a guy that can run into freak accidents at time to times. So I wouldn't say he's an injury prone guy, but you do want to guys like Jazz Chisholm who do have a little bit of a moniker of being injured to stay a little bit healthy.
I want to take a second and shout out my young youth basketball coach, Coach Terrence from Brown Memorial Baptist Church, who always told me that your best ability is availability. And that's why, for me, I put one of the most important keys to success for the New York Yankees this season. I got to agree with both Ace and Grace with the health. The health is the key for this team's success, not only during the regular season, but also in the postseason, because we saw it in the postseason last year. I hate to be the person to say I pointed it out, but Giancarlo Stanton, he injured himself at the end of the season, and he was just a little bit off balance during the postseason. Carlos Rodon in the postseason was pitching injured as well. We didn't find out till after the season. Heck, Anthony Volpe was everyone's punching bag, and he was playing the season with a partially torn labrum. So health is the most important thing for me when it comes to the keys to the Yankees' success in 2026. Lineup creativity as well. I know this team loves to say that they're driven by analytics. If that's the case, let the analytics drive you and be creative when it comes to the lineup construction, when it comes to 1 through 9, when it comes to if Jasson Dominguez has 2 hits one game, don't sit him the next day, even if there's a left-handed pitcher. Let the kid find his rhythm. Bullpen depth. I know we got David Bednar, who has the best last name to pitch for the Boston Red Sox, but he's with the Yankees. We got Bednar. We got Camilo DeVoe. Something that I think Yankee fans aren't adding into the equation. We keep talking about the Yankees not making moves, not trading any of our young pitching, not trading Elmer Rodriguez Cruz, Carlos Lorange, Ben Hess, any of those young kids. And that's for a specific reason, because those young men will be pitching for the New York Yankees at the major league level, coming out of the bullpen at some point this season. It may not be all of them. It may be one of them. But at some point this season, you're either going to see one of the three, the combination that I made, making their MLB debut for the Yankees coming out of the bullpen. That's why Brian Cashman and his scouting department has been trying to cultivate pitching at the minor league level so you can use it early, so when they come when they make their major league debuts, you can use them as weapons coming out the pen, and then in the future maybe they become starting pitchers. So those are 3 keys when it comes to the 3 top keys for my success for the New York Yankees, on top of Aaron Boone having better press conferences so Yankees can't crash out. That's just a fun run. But I think something that's going to be crucial is the development of young players. What is Austin Wells going to be in 2026? We give him credit for fixing his defensive criticisms, becoming one of the better defensive catchers in the American League. 20 home runs is nice, but you got to fix that 212 batting average. I want to see that respectfully, 250 or 250 batting average. What is Anthony Volpe going to be like when he comes back for injury? So those are my 5 keys. I'm sorry if I went on a little tangent there.
No, you're good. I think that I want to kind of comment on something you said a couple points ago about the depth. I think that that's something that the league can just see and learn from the Dodgers. Not that necessarily we didn't already know that, but it's been demonstrated right in front of our eyes for the last couple years, where the Dodgers are able to withstand just so many injuries because their depth is absolutely insane. So as soon as one guy goes down, they have another all-star level guy right behind him, and if he goes down, they have another one waiting too. They go out in free agency and they're like at an all-you-can-eat buffet, just like adding more to their plate. Exactly, Texas style. So I feel like we're in a better place, definitely at the beginning of this season than we were last season, as far as especially the starting pitching rotation goes. I remember last season we had injuries pop up and we were grabbing at straws, literally, like to say, can you make a start? Can you make a start? We didn't know what we were going to do. Carlos Carrasco ended up making the major league squad and pitched several starts for us. Obviously look, Will Warren wasn't supposed to be up all year last year. He came up and helped us out. And then, of course, we had Marcus Stroman with his in and out kind of woes and whatever. We don't need to rehash the past. The point is, I feel like we're at a better starting place with depth this year than we have been in a while. And we know that reinforcements are on the way. Like Cole, we talked about, like Schmidt, like Rodon, and those are major pieces. These are not like slouch pitching guys. These are not depth pieces we're going to be getting back. These are major pitching contributions we're going to be gaining. So I think that we're in a much better place this season, and depth is extremely important. I agree with you, Hector.
Go ahead, Ace.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. Another key to, like Hector had brought up, as far as Bednar, Duvall, all those people. Another key to success that I have is the trade deadline players from last year need to pan out. They need to be able to go out there and contribute. And it will make us a different team than it was last opening day. I'm looking at guys like Ryan McMahon to have a better season than Oswald Peraza. If he doesn't, then we totally screwed that up, and we're paying way too much for him. Bednard, is an absolute dog. I'm expecting Duvall to have a good year with us, second year under Matt Blake. Jose Caballero to contribute, because if you go out there and you do that, those deadline players can pay dividends with a full year in the Yankee uniform.
Shout out to Brian. Go ahead, Grace. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Ace, what you're bringing up is the bench depth that we're gonna start the season with that we didn't have last year either. We got pieces like Caballero, Rosario, and all these guys, and I think they're gonna add more. We have Oswaldo Cabrera back. These kinds of pieces are so underratedly important, and we're going to be starting the season in a better place than we were last year as well. So thanks for bringing that up.
I just want to say shout out to Brian Hoke, beat writer for the New York Yankees. He works for MLB.com. I'm looking at his article from last year when it came to the Yankees opening day roster. I just want to point out something, right? When it comes to our bench utility guys, last year we had Peraza and we had Pablo Reyes. They're not here anymore. When you look at starting rotation, our starting rotation for opening day was Rodon, Max Fried, Will Warren, Marcus Stroman, and Carlos Carrasco. Marcus Stroman, Carlos Carrasco is not on this roster. I get it. I understand the criticisms about running it back. I do. I get that. But let's look at the bullpen. Devin, I'm going to read off everyone that was in the bullpen. We're going to point to who's still here and who's not. The 8 guys that were in the bullpen for opening day last year: Devin Williams, Luke Weaver, Fernando Cruz, Tim Hill, Mark Leiter Jr., Ryan Yarborough, Yorengis Gomez, and Brent Hedrick. Who the fuck is Brent Hedrick? I don't know who that is. But no shade to him. Out of those 8 names that I just mentioned, 3 of those guys are going to be coming back. We're going to have 5 new arms coming out the bullpen.
Yeah, that's why I say we're running back the offense. If you want to say that, go off. We're running back the offense, but we're not running back the defense. We're really not.
And I'm gonna say it again. Who the fuck is Brent Hedrick?
I like Hedrick though. I did like Hedrick though when he pitched. Shout
out to chat. Theo Nosebleed section is in the building. Good morning, Nosebleed.
I mean, look, we got some really, listen, I don't want to be rude, but I feel like we got the best out of Weaver, and he's, been released.
I could agree with that.
To go live his life. Like, I love Luke Weaver. I wish him happiness. I really do. But, we saw the regression. And, if our franchise was a different franchise, we're in a different place, maybe they would have thrown him a bone, but we're trying to chase that ring, so we can't be messing around with sentimentality. Wish him the best, but had to part ways amicably. So wish him the best, but again, we had to let him go. We had to let Mark Leiter Jr. go. We had to let Devin Williams go. And by had to let them go, what I mean is we didn't pursue a reunion. So I think there's no doubt that the bullpen is starting off in a better place.
Yeah. Way better.
Yeah. Addition by subtraction. So, yeah.
I think, you mentioned McMahon having a better year offensively. That would be so huge, Ace. I totally agree. If he could just give us, I'm not talking about lighting the world on fire. If he could just give us some level of consistency, 260, 15 homers. Okay, maybe that's too much. But, I mean, it would be such a huge,
Yeah,
he did.
I'll take 250. I'll take 250.
Yeah, I was gonna say before being traded to the Yankees, he did have 4 seasons in a row of being a 240, 250 hitter with 20 to 30 home runs,
that would be
70
amazing.
RBIs. I'll take that. If we can get even if you point out to the worst season in those 4 years, the worst season in those 4 year in that 4 year span, he was a 240 hitter. He had 23 home runs, 70 RBIs, and he struck out 198 times. I will take that from my 7th or 8th hole hitter. If Ryan McMahon is my 5-hole hitter, there's issues with the Yankees lineup. If Ryan McMahon is your cleanup guy during the middle of the season because there's injuries, the Yankees lineup has some problems. But if Ryan McMahon is your 8th hole hitter, if he's in the bottom of the lineup, I'll take 240, 20 home runs, 70 RBIs, strike out 190 because of his defense that he provides.
Yeah, of course. Gold Glove defense over there.
Oh,
It's good.
it's a thing
It's
of beauty.
just it's so good to know. It's a night and day difference when the ball is hit on the left side to know that you were secure over there. Because it was such a question mark last year with Anthony Volpe. Cabrera was good. Peraza, Peraza was supposed to be known for his defense. Started messing up a lot last year. I don't know if the pressure was getting to him. And then, not to take a shot at Grace's, boy, Jasson Dominguez. But I'm saying anytime it was hit to the left side, it was kind of like one of those things where it's like, your heart beats a little bit. But at least when the ball is hit on the ground, I'm secure enough to know that Ryan McMahon is out there holding it down, and he's got a cannon for an arm. People sleep on that. Like, we need that. So I'm right there with you, Heck. If he can produce from the bottom of the lineup and give us 240 to 255 with about 18 home runs and just continue to move that lineup, I'm good with that. I'm okay with that, which is like one of the things that is another keys to success for the Yankees. Consistent lineups. Like, how many times do we go out there and we say the New York Yankees have another different lineup out there? Like, it just seems like, Boone and company are just throwing shit against the wall, playing darts with the lineup, and it just comes out there. Like, I think Boone needs to manage better when it comes to the lineup, because when guys know where they're at every day in a lineup, they're confident, and it makes for better situational hitting, which is another key to success for me when it comes to situational at-bats, because you know exactly where you are in the lineup every single day.
It also, too, it gives the players more time to prepare. Like, if I know tomorrow I'm leading off the game, when I go home tonight, this is me. I'm not sure what the major league players do, but I know if I'm leading off tonight, I'm looking at my scouting report. I'm looking at every first at bat that pitcher has been through this season. I want to see all the film. I want to see what's his tendencies. I want to see what he likes to throw in this count. That's what I want to see. But if you tell me that 2 hours before the game start, you're giving me less time to prepare. Right, the more time you give to a player to prepare, the more they're able to be successful at the big league level. That's how I just look at it. Folks in the chat, we got over 50 people in the building. If you guys can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're sharing us out on all social media platforms. Interact with the poll that's in the chat right now. Go ahead, Ace. I want to add one more thing about the lineup. Go ahead.
Not to mention, real quick, this is with the lineup as well. It's about having that trust factor as well, because how many times last year did we see like a Goldie leading off, right? And as soon as his at bat is over, he's going to talk to Aaron Judge about what he saw from that pitcher. Sometimes you didn't see that with Trent Grisham. We didn't see Trent Grisham going to Judge and saying, "This is what I saw." So you having trust in that guy in front of you because he just saw what that pitcher is able to provide can also pay dividends to a consistent lineup.
Yeah, it felt like last year, and I'll kick it over to Grace to get her take on this. Last year, opening day, when we saw that lineup and Austin Wells was leading it off, two things popped in my head. One, I was like, are they in the line? Are they're in their meeting room with an 8-ball, shaking it like who should be the leadoff hitter for this game? And Austin Wells
lead off?
Should Austin Wells lead off? Or it felt like that episode of South Park when they was making fun of Family Guy with the Dolphins. How Family Guy comes up with their episodes and shit like that. That's what I felt like when it came to certain lineups. It felt like the Yankees had Dolphins hitting up balls, letting us know that, hey, you should put Austin Wells in a leadoff spot. It was frustrating last year, but like Ace said, I want to see more consistency when it comes to the Yankees lineup. Let's how about this? Let's have 1 week straight where we have the same damn lineup. I caught myself. I didn't want to take the Lord's name in vain.
I'm so glad y'all brought this up because this was one of my keys to success as well. And I wrote down several notes on different players, but the theme of all of the notes is that these guys should know their role on this team by now, because this is them, again, running back the offense. They already know, like Trent already knows he's going to be hitting leadoff. He did it last year. However, last year, his job security was not there. Jasson Dominguez was right there looking over his shoulder the whole time. Cody Bellinger was moving from center to left and center, and Trent didn't know if he was going to be a starter every day or whatever. Now he knows. He's been paid. He knows he's the starting center fielder for the New York Yankees. He's got that kind of, security or whatever. He knows his role. I bat in front of Aaron Judge. He has had some success there in the leadoff spot. Obviously, last year got him paid. So he's now going to be entering his second year knowing what's expected of him, knowing what they want him to do in front of Judge, knowing that he's going to be batting leadoff every day, probably most days. And he's going to be playing center field. So that's going to help him. Also, Bellinger, he got paid too. He's back, and now he knows he's settled. He's got at least 3 years, with the Yankees before his opt-out, most likely because of the lockout. And he knows he's going to be batting behind Judge. He has experience at what that requires, what that's going to take, what he's going to see, how he can implement it. And he's got his approach set. That's going to be his second year as well. And then I've got Jazz as well. Jazz had a full year in New York. Okay, so he came at the trade deadline year before last. Last year was his first full year in New York City. Obviously, he had a great year, right? Well, I'm expecting him to be even more settled in New York City, in his role, in his identity as the second baseman. He's not going to be flipping around from third base to second base or whatever. And he's going to build on what he had, what the success that he had last year. So, but there is somebody that I want to bring up that we haven't really, we kind of touched on, but we haven't really gone into how he can be a true X factor for the Yankees this year. And that player is Ben Rice.
I hope when I be Twella.
Ben Rice. What do we call him? Benny from the Bronx?
Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
The Dominican adoptee, Ben Rice, is honestly, guys, on the verge of possibly breaking out as a huge star in Major League Baseball. His offensive production, his hard hit rate, his baseball savant page, his potential, okay, is off the charts, okay? For real. He could break out to be one of the top offensive players in baseball in the American League this season, and that's not hyperbolic. That's just what it is. Alex Cora has proven that he's afraid of Ben Rice. Because if y'all remember last year when we played him and he kept switching the pitchers around, Ben Rice was on deck with the bat, like stepping in, stepping out, stepping in the dirt, in the circle, out of the circle. Am I going in? Am I not? And Alex Cora kept making moves on moves on moves to keep his bat out of that game.
Neutralize Ben Rice.
He's 95% or higher in virtually every offensive category. His potential is so important to the success of this 2026 squad. He's going to be getting everyday or close to everyday reps. He's the starting first baseman this year. I am looking to Ben Rice to have a huge year.
I got some advanced metrics real quick on Ben Rice, and I'll toss it over to Ace. Folks in the chat, drop your comments as well. If you have any topics you want us to touch on, please drop it in the chat. We'll bring them up as much as we can. Super chats, they will get a priority. Please interact with the poll. We'll give you the answers to the poll momentarily. I just want to read this off, some advanced stats for Ben Rice. Ben Rice was the 8th most unlucky hitter in the 2025 season in terms of weighted outs above average. When you look at his weighted outs above average, he was at a negative 0.36 batting average. He posted a batting average of 394. When you add his 97, the 97 percentile of WOBA, whatever the fuck that means. But when you look at Ben Rice, when you look at his fastball batting average against fastballs that were higher than 94 miles per hour, Ben Rice has a 410 batting average. 410 batting average.
See? This is real.
410 batting average. When you look at the advanced metrics of Ben Rice, it would lead you to believe that this season he's going to have a breakout season. And from the people that I was talking, I'm not surprised that anytime Brian Cashman picked up his phone to engage in trade conversations, the first player that every GM brought up was Ben Rice. And what did Brian Cashman do? Hung up the phone. So yeah, be upset that Freddie Peralta is not a New York Yankee. It would have cost you Ben Rice. Be upset Tariq Skubal is not a New York Yankee. It would have cost you Ben Rice. There's so many players that Brian Cashman hung up the phone because teams were trying to gut the Yankees farm system. And I get it. You don't want to hug on to prospects. We got to be able to trade prospects to get better players. But Ben Rice is a proven piece at the major league level that's cheap, that's productive, and that's somebody you want as a core piece to build around, not somebody you use as a chip to bring in a rental player for 1 year. Now, if it's Paul Skeens, different conversation. Porskins, he's under control for 4 years. Freddie Peralta, Tariq Skubal, they're free agents after this season. Brian Cashman was already burned with Juan Soto trading Michael King, and we lost Juan Soto. He doesn't want to trade Ben Rice, and then you lose Tariq Skubal or you lose Freddie Peralta to another team.
Yeah. Before we continue the conversation, make sure you guys do like cruise control and hit that like button. We're almost 30 on YouTube. Almost 70 people in here collectively. You guys are amazing. Great conversation. We'll go ahead and keep that going. I'm right there with you guys with Ben Rice. That's also one of my keys to success, not specifically Ben Rice, but just the Yankee youth in general, taking that next step or developing more. Because, Ben Rice is a guy that we do think has a lot of star potential. If you look at his baseball savant, it's a lot of red on there. It really is. But I'm also looking at guys like Cam Slittler to take the next step as well. Austin Wells is going to have to give us more offensively than he did last year. Some of the young guys in the farm system, some of the young arms that are ready. Jasson Dominguez, a lot of reports saying that he could potentially be starting in Scranton. He needs to take that next step in development if given the proper opportunity. It's as simple as that. So yeah, these young guys need to start.
Look at this.
Yeah, that's a lot of red, man.
Page. Not quite, but
if you blanked out and held over Ben Rice and just said who that is, people probably think it's Judge Ohtani.
Great
like
one of the better
Ronald Acuna Jr.
Baseball.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, we acknowledge him as Yankee fans, and it's not even Yankee bias. We know that this guy has the potential to be one of the best players in the league, and he hasn't even played full time. That's what's crazy about it.
Also too, Ace, is that we know the Yankees hype train, it does more harm to their prospect than it does good, right? When Aaron Judge was coming up as a prospect, when he was in the Yankees farm system, there were 3 guys that were ahead of him constantly on every prospect list: Luis Severino, Gary Sanchez, and Jorge Mateo. Those are the 3 guys that were always over Aaron Judge whenever prospect rankings were happening. Nobody heard of Aaron Judge. Everybody heard of Gary Sanchez, Luis Severino, Jorge Mateo. And then Aaron Judge came out of nowhere with Tyler Austin, and then he took over baseball in 2017. When Ben Rice was coming up, when Ben Rice was in the farm system, only prospects we were hearing about was Anthony Volpe, Jasson Dominguez, and Austin Wells. And then Ben Rice came out of nowhere 2 seasons ago when he was tearing it up for Somerset in the minors. And then they transitioned him from catcher to first base in the middle of the season so he could learn in the minors. And then they had him learn at the major league level. I believe the TC had put in the chat saying that he's concerned about his defense at first base when talking about Ben Rice. But when you look at Ben Rice's makeup, when you look at everything that I just mentioned, this is a guy that he's going to work hard. He's a gamer, and he's going to improve himself in the margin. Yeah, his glove at first base scares me. Yeah, thank you, TC. Shout out to TC Stills.
He's fine. Not TC, Ben Rice's glove at first. He's fine.
TC fine too. TC fine too. He's good looking. Yeah. I mean, salt and pepper.
Yeah,
salt and pepper in the face.
He's fine.
No, I know.
He's fine. Okay.
Now Robinson could know he fine.
Now we're talking. Now you're talking. Yeah, no, I think you guys, we all agree that there's a lot of potential there with Ben Rice. We're definitely going to be watching him.
Take it easy.
Yeah,
now.
Hey,
Okay,
with respect to Valerie, all due respect to Valerie, his stunning wife, who I met TC and Valerie when they came to Texas one time. We met up and had margaritas. It was so fun. But anyway, I digress. Let me get back to one of my next keys to success. Actually, you know what? Can I just say something real quick about Jasson Dominguez?
Go ahead.
Y'all brought him up. I knew this was going to come up today, and I know that people are like, as soon as they said Jasson Dominguez was probably going to start in AAA, people were like, "Oh, Grace is going to be, oh Lord, Grace." I want to say, I got something to say. I think this is a good thing. And I'll tell you why. Because to me, this proves that the Yankees are not actively trying to trade Jasson Dominguez. Because if they were, they would not let this information leak. and they would not send him back to first of all, they wouldn't send him down to AAA, but second of all, they wouldn't let the information leak because it devalues him.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they are outwardly proclaiming that he's probably going to start in AAA means to me that they're more invested in his development than his prospect value. And I like that because I don't want them to trade Jasson Dominguez. I want him to develop and be a New York Yankee for a long time and be a contributor, okay? He needs everyday at-bats. He's not going to get everyday at-bats at the major league level if they have Trent Grisham in center and Cody Bellinger in left, and obviously we have Aaron Judge in right. So where is he going to get those everyday at-bats? AAA. Also, I want him to work on his hit tool from the right side because that's a huge part of his game that's been taken away from him. When he gets these random at-bats, these random starts, he doesn't hit from the right side very, very often. I want him to get that hit tool back. And I want him to focus on fielding. He's very aware, I'm sure, of his fielding woes and where he needs to improve as a player. I'm happy that this is happening. I don't think that it means they're giving up on him at all. In fact, I think it's the opposite. What do you guys have to say about that?
Before I do that, shout out to C Money and Yankee Dave for becoming members to the channel. If you guys can, it's $3.99. It helps us out here, Uptown Sports TV, keeping the lights on over here. But thank you to Yankee Dave. Thank you to NYCC Money. And like Ace said, I was shocked when I saw the news. And I think this is something that anytime there's any news on Jasson Dominguez, the first person I think about is you, Grace. That's the first person that I think about.
Proud.
And to your point, I think not only is it signaling to Yankee fans, it's letting Yankee fans get their emotional frustration out now, February 6th, and not in the middle of spring training when they find out Jasson Dominguez will start the season in the minors. It allows them to get their frustration out now. But also, if you're Jasson Dominguez and you see this news circulating social media, and because I'll tell you this right now, Jasson Dominguez is active on social media. Grace, how many times did Jasson Dominguez take one of my memes and like put it on his story over the past 2 seasons? A few times. He's active on social media. He's seeing these videos. He's seeing these posts. So you're going to tell me that if Jasson Dominguez is seeing all this shit, he's not going to come into Yankee spring training with extra fire under his act? Definitely. If Jasson Dominguez is seeing that, his family members are telling him, oh yeah, ponte pila, you're going to have to put on and show out when you show up to Yankee spring training this coming up over the next couple of weeks.
It also releases some of the pressure on him as well, because the decision has been kind of made. So it's not him necessarily having to scrap and try to, it's him saying, okay, look, I can show off and grow without the pressure and get back to myself.
Yeah. I'm shocked. Not because of the moves by the Yankees, but because of Grace's response. I was getting ready to turn my headphones down because I thought that's what it was about to go to. But Grace made great points.
Thank you.
I'm on the fence about this. I'm not going to say I'm opposite. I'm on the fence about it because the writing's kind of on the wall with Jasson Dominguez, right? Like, he hasn't really gotten the proper opportunity because last year, who was he going to play over? He didn't have a spot. He didn't have an avenue to play every single day. So those guys earned it. So and part of me can see go get him everyday reps. It's not going to help his future development to be the fourth outfielder. It's really not. But at the same time, too, with that being said, it kind of pisses me off that he's not getting afforded the same opportunities as Anthony Volpe. Because they'll just continue to run Anthony Volpe out there and find a way to get him in the lineup every day. But, like we always say, baseball will find a way to figure itself out one way or another. I just hope it doesn't come in the form of an injury. If it does come to a form of one of the outfielders or a Giancarlo Stanton does go down for a short period of time, if they call up Jasson Dominguez, obviously they are going to need a fourth outfielder regardless. If you just bring him up and still sit him on the bench, that's when my concern level would be through the roof. Because if not, then when are you going to give him a shot? For me, it's as simple as that. But like I said, this could be something that could help his development because you don't want him sitting on the bench every single day. So we ultimately will have to see what happens. And I hope the kid goes out there and balls out during spring training. It's in the Yankees' best interest.
Oh, he will.
I don't want to put the
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want to put the juju. I don't want to put the juju on Trent Grisham, but it's kind of in the Yankees' best interest if Grisham struggles a little bit and Dominguez plays well, and you give Dominguez the starting spot. But that's just me.
Listen. If I make my way down there to Tampa, if me and Alex makes our way down there, we're gonna bring him some mangú from Washington Heights to make sure he has a nice start to spring training. But I want to take a second. Shout out to the chat. Also, there's two people in the chat I want to shout out. Shout out to Mr. Name That Yankee on X. If you guys are on X, make sure to go and give him a follow. He puts out amazing tweets and amazing Yankees trivia. Shout out to Mr. Name That Yankee, who said, "What scares me is having our 7th, 8th, and 9th inning pitchers pitching in the World Baseball Classic." Yeah, that was something that I want to touch on later. But shout out to Mr. Name That Yankee, and shout out to my good friend Mr. John Brophy in the building. Brophy, I'm not sure if you're in Tampa already, but shout out to Brophy, one of the best photographers that's out there. He does amazing writing when it comes to covering the New York Yankees for Yankee Savant. He also worked with NYYU, a bunch of other people he worked with, Colabases as well. So shout out to Mr. John Brophy. Keep doing your thing, brother. I appreciate you. He said, I gotta ask JD where he gets his mangú at in Tampa. Yeah, definitely. I'm talking about food. There's a place in Tampa, Trips Diners, that has like the best holly sauce. Never mind. Back to the conversation. I said it when we were having the conversation a few weeks ago that I expect Jasson Dominguez to hit 400 in spring training and force the Yankees' hand. That's my expectations for Jasson Dominguez this spring training. This is the first offseason Jasson Dominguez has had since he was a teenager that he's not rehabbing an injury. Put that into perspective. He did not rehab this offseason. He was able to work and get better as a baseball player and not have to worry about coming back from an injury and not injuring himself during the regular season. So I expect Jasson Dominguez to have a better season. It's going to be reminiscent of what we saw when Jasson Dominguez first came up and was smacking home runs against Justin Verlander and the Houston Astros. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. This is water, but I'm sipping the Kool-Aid.
I don't think you are. I think it makes logical sense too, because you're another year removed from that injury, and maybe we see the power numbers return. Because when he first came up, he was hitting them, and then all of a sudden, it's no coincidence that he got a little banged up, and then the power numbers went down.
Yeah. Any last little commentary we want to make on this topic before we get into the next one? Because the next one is gonna be a doozy also.
On Jasson or on what?
On the key to success, or Jasson just in general. Anything.
Yeah, I got one more.
Go ahead,
too.
Grace.
I think it might be the same.
No way. Is it Daddy Cole?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, I wanted to say that everybody's talking about Gerrit Cole's return, right? Obviously, we miss him so much, and we need him, and we've been needing him, and he will return. Knock on wood, he will return to us this season. His rehab is supposedly going really well, and we're all kind of holding our breath to see, and this is what all the Yankees fans have been talking about. This is what's been going around the Yankees universe. Well, is he going to return the same person that he was before? Is he going to be the Gerrit Cole that we knew before? Here's what I'm going to say. We don't need him to be the Gerrit Cole he was before. Oh, am I crazy? Am I losing my senses? What is Grace saying? Before, Gerrit Cole was the ace, and then everybody else was like way down here. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. Rodon was not the Rodon he is now a couple years ago, right? He's made great strides as a Yankee, and now he's like, 1C, right? But guess who's on the team now who wasn't on the team before? Max Fried. Max Fried is an ace, okay? So Gerrit Cole is returning, but he's not returning with the same pressure that was on him before. It's not him carrying the whole team and then some guys trying to do their best, okay? We're talking about Max Fried. We're talking about the new and improved Carlos Rodon. We're talking about Cam Schlittler, young with fresh arm and all the potential in the world. We're talking about a totally different makeup of the rotation than what it was before. So, of course, Gerrit Cole, the state in which he returns is important, okay? But he doesn't necessarily need to be the Cy Young level Cole because we have more people to support him now than we had before.
Mm.
What do you guys think?
Solid.
Yeah, I think that's a solid take. And then like people, we talk about Gerrit Cole could be a question mark as well. I think Gerrit Cole is good enough to figure it out, even if he struggles initially. Like they're gonna find a way to get Gerrit Cole ramped up and going, and it will. I mean, it could be me sipping the Kool-Aid with the Yankees. Same thing with, we are different because we have Gerrit Cole. I mean, that does matter.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the best pitchers in baseball. And before we continue the conversation, shout out to you guys for the super chats. The 5,
Yes.
Chris says, with the Tigers signing Framber, does that give the Yankees a sense of urgency to make a move? Me personally, I don't know about you guys. Me personally, I think the lineup is what the lineup is at this point.
Same.
Until probably about the deadline, but that's
Same.
just me personally. What about you?
No,
Chris?
I agree with you.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Grace.
The lineup, I think they're still looking for maybe a small piece, like a bench level piece, maybe right hand,
Same.
extra outfielder, something like that. But
Same.
but as
Nothing
far as
major.
like starting lineup, yeah, nothing
Yeah,
major. for
nothing,
sure.
nothing major. Same.
agree.
I think the lineup is set. I think the bullpen, as of right now, it is what it is, unless we get some minor signing here or there, or during spring training, somebody gets cut by a team and the Yankees pick them up. I think the roster that we have right now on February 6th is the set roster that we're going to have going into opening day, with some minor tweaks here and there, depending on how people perform in spring training. I want to shout out to Miguel Salvadori with the $5 super chat. Hey fellas, love your podcast, but there's a rumor that Jasson is originally a right-handed hitter, so why is he so bad on the right side? I'm not sure about that, Miguel. I'm not too sure about that. Could be a reason why he is struggling, but I'm gonna put it to him coming back from Tommy John, him not being fully
Oblique.
comfortable, him having the oblique issue as well. Because there was some stretches that batting from the right side, he struggled for the season, but he had some stretches that he did hit left-handed. He had small stretches where he did perform well against left-handed pitch. Let's see. I think if he has a bigger sample size, like Ace said, give him playing time, we'll see if he gets a bigger sample size personally.
Well, not just that. You got to think about it logically. If you're a switch hitter, which is why, like, if somebody had asked me, because I played baseball when I was younger, and one of my friends was trying to get his kid into it, and he was like, I want my kid to be a switch hitter. I'm like, why? Because if he bats better from the right side, you're taking away his best side, because the majority of people in the game are right-handed, so he's going to be batting lefty. So that just comes from just a logical standpoint. He's going to get more opportunities lefty, so he's going to become more comfortable. His mechanics look different from the left side because he's been doing it more. He's got more of a helicopter swing from the right side, so it is a little bit difficult. So before we move on to the next topic, my final key to success. Grace said Gerrit Cole, which was great. There was a great voice of the New York Yankees, one of the best content creators out there, that said, Aaron Judge is the best player in baseball. I don't care. We talking about the MVP. Aaron Judge is the key to the Yankees' success. It's as simple as that. Back-to-back AL MVPs, looking for 3 in a row. I'm going to go out there and say he's going to get 3 in a row. Don't mention Kyle Riley's name in the same breath as Aaron Judge. Don't disrespect the captain. 4 out of 5 is what he's being. Could you imagine if he got 4 out of 5 MVPs? Case closed as far as the best player in the game. MLB Network got the nerve to put Shohei Ohtani at number 1. Aaron Judge is going to prove him wrong this year. I think he's going to do better than last year. I think the numbers. I think he's going to do better than last year. I'm putting that out there. Think about it. He also got robbed of a home run. I think. Okay. And we should do this for a show. We should do this for the next show.
Okay.
Hot takes.
Okay.
I think Aaron Judge triple crown this year.
Ooh, I'm with you on that. I'm buying.
I think the average, because we've seen his swing develop. Like I don't know if it's my Instagram timeline, but
we should put a futures bet. I think we should put a futures bet for that.
We'll talk about that. We got to do a hot take show. Yeah. Aaron Judge is swing. Like, I don't know if it's my Instagram algorithm, but I've been seeing a lot of his approach and the batting techniques that he's doing has elevated how he's hit for average. And I think last year, it was just the beginning. I think he's
Bro,
getting
do you
Triple Crown this
remember
year.
when he took that inside? I think it was a fastball that was
Yep.
so far inside.
No one
and
has ever
no
hit that
one's
for a home run.
No one
Ever.
forever.
And I'm gonna tell you this.
Pulled his
And I'm gonna
arms
tell you
in,
this.
like pulled
Yep.
his
It
arms
was
in.
almost a vertical
And-
swing. It was so.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And I don't expect, and no shade to the boy Kyle Riley. I do love the catchers, being a former catcher, but it's hard to duplicate that every year. I don't think he's gonna have the power numbers that he's gonna have last year. And they pitched him differently last year. They were throwing him meatballs. We talked about that. Aaron Judge was getting intentionally walked left and right. How many times in the league was Aaron Judge getting walked with nobody on base? That was taken away. And they took away a couple of home runs from Aaron Judge last year.
Bro,
So
I saw a
I'm gonna go on
stat.
record. Yeah. What is
I'm
it?
with
I
you.
saw a stat that was Aaron Judge was intentionally walked with no one on base more than the entire league combined.
5 times.
Well, you know what's crazy about I see that stat and I'm like, wow, that's crazy for the American League. Barry Bonds was intentionally walked over 150 or 200 something. I'm gonna look up how many times. How many times was Barry Bonds?
Oh no, but what me and Grace were talking about is with nobody on, you're intentionally walking a dude. Like that's crazy. Like you're putting a guy on
good.
base because you're so scared that he's about to hit a home run.
In 2023, in 2024, Barry Bonds had 120 intentional and was walked 120 times.
In
Intentionally walked
2024,
100.
I don't think he had any intentional walks.
No, Aaron Judge had intentional
Aaron
walks in
Judge!
2024. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
I'll put money on that. Grace.
Sorry, I was reading it wrong. Sorry, word
good,
salad.
you're good,
But no,
you're good.
Barry Bonds was intentionally walked in 2024 or 2004. 2004, 120 times. A lot of F-bombs this morning. I apologize, y'all.
Yeah.
But this
Well,
leads us
I'm putting it out
perfectly.
there.
Before we jump over to the next topic, let's shout out the chat. Eddie Snaps is in the building. Shout out to my guy Eddie Snaps in the building. Jose Medina, mi hermano de la isla, is here. Jose, how are you doing? Tyler Tabbitt is in the building. Marine Raider number 7 is here. We got the Bronx Boy 22. Theo Dennis is here. Bendición, Theo Dennis. Slime, the skies is the limit. If you guys aren't following Alex, the Lulu Yankee fan, and Theo Dennis during the season, make sure you guys, they put out great content as well. Appreciate everybody who is in the building. Los Yankees, the New York is here. Shout out to everybody that's here. Now, when it comes to our final poll, I'm going to end it right now. We got 49 votes, 50 votes right now. Somebody just came in at the last second. 69% of you guys say that the Yankees' health is the biggest key to the season. 14% of you guys say that it's the lineup balance. 10% of you guys said it's the star performing at star level. And 6% of you guys said it comes down to the pitching depth. Appreciate you guys for interacting with the poll. We're going to drop another one momentarily for the next topic. But like always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop a super chat because it does help us out when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. The more you interact, the more YouTube will help push this out and get more Yankee fans into the conversation. But Grace and Ace, I did what they call in basketball a pivot. I made a pivot move, right? Since Ace was talking about Aaron Judge, we're going to talk about Aaron Judge's legacy. Shout out to Fireside Yankees that put up this amazing post. Aaron Judge over his career has a 178 WRC plus, 368 home runs for his career, 1.028 OPS, and a 61.6 F WAR. One of the greatest players we have ever seen play the game of baseball. But the question is, does the Yankees organization take Aaron Judge for granted? What will be his legacy?
Aaron Judge is already
go
in the
ahead.
Hall of Fame. End of discussion. He's already he is a Hall of Famer. If his career, God forbid, ended today,
Not gonna
he'd
work.
be in the Hall of Fame. No, like that's not even up for debate.
Grace,
Okay.
knock on your wood chair. Knock on your wood
Okay,
chair,
all right,
please.
sorry.
Knock on
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
My dog thought someone was knocking at the door. Thanks a lot, Hector.
sorry. I'm sorry.
That's because Aaron Judge's the dog. Dogs recognize dogs. That's
That's
right.
it. That's it. I mean, the Yankees definitely take Aaron Judge for granted. I mean, anybody would. He is literally like, listen, if Jasson Dominguez didn't have the nickname the Martian already, we could call Aaron Judge the Martian, because he is the definition of not human, otherworldly, like freak of nature, absolute like balling out of control, insanity level. Like, this guy, I know it says his career OPS is 1.28, whatever. The last 3 years, he's been over 1,100 in 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. This guy is playing on another level. He's playing a different game.
Yep.
That's according to the fans. That's according to the scouts of other teams. That's according to his own teammates. That's according to everybody who knows anything about baseball. So, I mean, I just can't say enough about Aaron Judge, and that's only his play on the field. That doesn't even go into the leadership qualities that he brings to the squad, and the ambassadorship that he gives for the sport. And I mean, he's just what can you say about Aaron Judge? Like, come on, I don't know. It feels basic, It feels the Leonardo of the TMNT. Like, who's your favorite turtle? Like, Leonardo. Ugh.
Leonardo.
The leader. Like, boring. Like, pick somebody with personality, or pick somebody with, who's on the outside. No, Aaron Judge is just like Captain America, prom king, class president. Like, I mean, what can you say?
I like Michelangelo. Just saying.
See? That's a great choice. It's like, yeah,
Mikey's
Leonardo.
I gotta.
I don't know.
Oh man! Shout out to the chat. John the Beagle Dad is in the building. We have gone off the rails here at Yankees Morning Brew. But shout out to my guy Ace, who is inner child never dies. Yeah, Tyler. Yeah, I gotta clip that. Absolutely gotta clip that.
Never will. Look, Grace hit everything on the head, right? The nail on the head. Not only do the Yankees take Aaron Judge for granted, us as fans take Aaron Judge for granted, because we've never seen a player like this. Think about it. It would be redundant for us to every week talk about Aaron Judge on the show. People would just be like, okay, just talk about Aaron Judge again. But that's what we take him for granted. He should be talked about every week, because how many times do we have all these different topics? Anthony Volpe, the Yankees, Aaron Boone, blah, blah, blah. And there are times where Aaron Judge's tearing up. We don't even talk about him because we just expect him to be this great. And it's crazy. As far as Aaron Judge, like, we got to get this man a championship, or else he's going in the Don Mattingly category. It's as simple as that, because us as Yankee fans, we categorize greatness as championships, and he needs to get one. So that's where the Yankees organization kind of takes him for granted, because they just expect him to carry the load when baseball is not that kind of a sport. If you had an Aaron Judge caliber player, like let's say in basketball, maybe it can get done because stars tend to carry that sport. Football, if you had a quarterback like a Patrick Mahomes, he can elevate and carry the team. But baseball is a bunch of individuals going against each other. He can't carry it like he can in other sports. And not to mention, he is severely underpaid. Aaron Judge gave us the biggest hometown discount ever, and those are reasons why I do think the Yankees organization does take this GOAT for granted.
Oh yeah. Remember when I brought up that the rule, the kind of ballpark rule, is that you get like 10 million per WAR a year? That's like 10 million a year per WAR is what your salary should be, bro. Not only is he underrated, he's underpaid, like way underpaid.
Yeah, dude. Look, we talk about taking it for granted. Cashman was gonna let him walk to San Fran. Hal had to pick up the phone. You talk about not appreciating him. You were going to let one of the best players of all time possibly walk. Hal had to hit that from wherever he was at and say, hey, Judge, what's it going to take to get it done? Extra year, I got you.
That was like the worst 45 minutes of my life.
Oh my God, Grace! I remember when that was happening. Like, we was texting
sleeping,
at the time, me, you, and TC. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It leads us perfectly to segue to the next poll. Folks in the chat, I'm going to drop the poll right now. Make sure you guys interact with it. But this is the poll: does Aaron Judge need a championship to cement his legacy? these are your options. Yes, in order to be considered a great Yankee. No, he is already a Hall of Famer. 3 is would help, and 4 is too early to say. I just dropped the poll in the chat, so if you guys can interact and let us know what you think when it comes to the captain. But like Grace has been saying and has always been screaming from the mountaintops, Aaron Judge is the greatest player that's on the face of the earth. Aaron Judge is the MVP. Aaron Judge, it's him. And it frustrates me because I grew up when I was in high school watching the Yankees, seeing lineups that had Alex Rodriguez, Gary Sheffield, Jason Deombi, Hideki Matsui, Jorge Posada, Bobby Abreu, Bernie Williams, and those lineups would have multiple batters. Derek Jeter, I can't forget the captain. Derek Jeter. I apologize. But those lineups, they had multiple guys, multiple batters that would have 100 RBI seasons. And I know I sound like a broken damn record, but I'm going to keep on bringing it up. The fact that Aaron Judge has been in the big leagues for 10 damn years, and in those 10 years, he's only had 3 teammates go have 100 RBI seasons. None of them do it back to back. None of them have more than 2 guys in a season with 100 RBIs. That's that right there. It's a failure from New York Yankees that the only guys to have 100 RBI seasons along with Aaron Judge was DJ LeMahieu for 1 season, Giancarlo Stanton for 1 season, and Juan Soto before he went to Queens. That is mismanagement at the highest level as an organization. How can you say that Aaron Judge is the face of your franchise? Aaron Judge is the best player on the face of the earth, but you don't get him a Robin? You don't get him somebody he can go to war with. And Ace, I'm so happy that you brought up basketball and comparing it to basketball, because I was going to compare Aaron Judge to Giannis Antetokounmpo. The only difference is that Giannis, he has a championship. He has at least 1 championship. With all the mismanagement that the Milwaukee Bucks have done, they were still able to get Giannis at least 1 championship. And that has not been the case with the New York Yankees and Aaron Judge's legacy.
Yeah, I think it's a systemic issue too, because like the pinstripes just don't mean as much as they used to. Because you're telling me you have one of the best players on the planet and people don't want to play with him. People don't want to flock to play with him, but they're other sports, people want to play with LeBron. People want to play with Jordan. People wanted to play with, the Bucks tried with Giannis, whatever you want to say. People want to play with, Tom Brady. But it's like you're telling me Aaron Judge is one of the best players in all of sports and people aren't wanting to play with them, then maybe it's a ownership issue. Maybe it's a front office issue that people just don't want to be here. I don't know. But then you got some people like Jazz that want to be here, and then you start hearing rumors that he could be traded. So it's like, what the hell? Like I said, I think it's just a systemic issue.
I think it's a strikeout issue. I'd like to see the numbers on those teams you brought up, Hector, and their strikeout rate and the strikeout rate on the Yankees during Aaron Judge's era. It feels like home run or nothing, and, contact or whatever buzzword you want to use has been deprioritized. When the Yankees that I used to watch, it was not like that. You had some sluggers on the team, no doubt. But you also had guys getting on base and bringing them in, runners in scoring position and singles, doubles. Yeah. I think for the most part, that's what's been missing in the Aaron Judge era. And I just say that. I don't know. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but that would be something I'd be interested to see.
Yeah, and even with, and this is the thing that still it's a circling conversation, because even with us and our frustrations with Brian Cashman and with the roster construction with this team, we still won 94 games last year. We still won that. We were still tied for first in the American League with 94 games. And that's with Devin Williams blowing 5 to 6 games. That's with not having a major league level third baseman for how many games? That's with having Anthony Volpe playing with a torn labrum for basically the entire season. And we still were able to win 94 games without Gerrit Cole. Now we got Cole coming back. Now we have an actual closer in David Bednar. We have a setup guy in Camilo Duvall who looked better in September and in the postseason than he did when he first came over here to the Yankees. So I'm interested. I'm brought in to this team. I'm brought into this team. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. I can't wait to watch 162 games, and I cannot wait to have these conversations with you guys. But when it comes back to Aaron Judge, when it comes down to the topic, and I'm going to bring it back on the screen, just for the people, if you guys are just walking in, this was the question. Does the Yankee organization take Aaron Judge for granted? And I'm going to say yes. I think the New York Yankees take Aaron Judge for granted, thinking that you could just pencil him in to play 140 to 150 games. You could pencil in 50 home runs, 120 RBIs. You're just taking him for granted because you're not going out there and getting him the right pieces around him. Brophy put it in the chat. You got him a Robin. He's in Queens.
They tried to bring him back, though. When it comes, like, there are certain things that I will blame the Yankees for, like,
why didn't you want to be the Robin?
Well, there's she's right. There are certain things where it's like Bryce Harper. Why wasn't he a Yankee? That made too much sense. Manny Machado, another thing. I'm not gonna fully blame the New York Yankees for the Juan Soto incident because Soto went for the money. It's as simple as that. Like, the Yankees, I really do think no matter what the Yankees would have offered, Cohen would have offered more. And if you didn't want to be here, like, we needed him to have that Cody Bellinger mentality. Like, I want to be a Yankee, just make the numbers make sense. Make the math, and we'll get it done. But he obviously didn't want to be here. And it's as simple as that. But you got to find that next player to put in front of Aaron Judge like that. Could it be a Ben Rice? That would be in the Yankees' best interest because then you're not giving up anything and you're not paying him right now. So if he could emerge as somebody as that 1-2 tandem, that Robin, then that would be great. Go out there and make the aggressive move. See, the thing with the Yankees organization is, I agree with everything what Hector was saying. 94 wins, all that stuff is great. I'm not taking away anything from that. But sometimes I just don't feel like this organization does the all-in type stuff. They don't push all their chips to the middle of the table and say, you know what, we just came off a World Series. We got to stack. We had 94 wins. Let's stack this offseason to make it no doubt like what the Dodgers are doing.
I just want to see Aaron Judge get a ring. I just want to see Aaron Judge get a ring.
Too. I want to see Stanton get.
I want to see Stanton get a ring. I want to see Aaron Judge get a ring. Go ahead, Grace. You have your hand up. Patiently.
He's gonna get a ring. Now it might be a WBC ring. USA. See, I'm trolling. I'm trolling my besties here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, he's gonna get a ring. Okay, but yeah, may not be a World Series ring, but I hope so.
Oh, I got this video that I want to play. It's from Aaron, please. This is from his
He's so tall.
Oh my God.
He is
so tall.
Big man.
Grace, last spring training when I was down there and he was signing autographs like with the fans, I ran up so I can capture that. That was when I realized, oh, this man is tall. Like, he was right here. And I was like, oh, that's a tall bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But folks in the chat, if you guys can, drop that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let us get your takes when it comes to Aaron Judge. Tony says we got 94 wins and Toronto kicked the crap out of us in the playoffs and then the regular season. What does it mean? Tony, I agree with you. Yes, Toronto did that with Rodon injured. Toronto did that with Anthony Volpe injured. The season before, Toronto literally won 70-something games. The Toronto Blue Jays, they had a high. They won the lottery when it came into the draft because of how many games they lost the season before. So you don't know what's going to happen. They lost Bo Bichette. Do you guys really believe in a lot of scouts are not really sold on Okamoto? I like Okamoto, but we have to see if his game can translate to the big to the big leagues. You overpaid for Dylan Cease. What is Dylan Cease? How is his numbers going to pitch in the AL East? So yes, I still have respect for the Toronto Blue Jays. But if we go through the rest of the AL, like the Boston Red Sox, I know a lot of Yankee fans are scared about the Boston Red Sox. I don't see the hype. The Boston Red Sox coming into this offseason, they would have favored to land Pete Alonso. He went to Baltimore. The Boston Red Sox, they would have favored to trade for Ketel Marte. They didn't want to give up their prospects. They were the favorite to trade for Joe Ryan. They didn't want to give up their prospects. They got Sonny Gray. They got Reinhard Suarez. Reinhard Suarez was a phenomenal pitcher in the National League. His fastball is 92, 93 miles per hour. How is that going to translate into the AL East? How is that going to translate into Fenway Park? Why did the Philadelphia Phillies allow him to leave when they need starting pitching? These are all questions. So I'm not that scared of the Boston Red Sox.
They
The
lost
Baltimore
Bregman.
Orioles.
They
lost
dumped
Bregman.
Devers,
Thank you.
and then they lost Bregman.
They lost Bregman. Like, he was their
If I was a
main
Red Sox fan, I'd be
offensive
so pissed.
piece from last year. They lost Bregman. Thank you, Grace, for even bringing that up. So yeah, I'm not scared about the Boston Red Sox. The Baltimore Orioles, they still have things to prove to me. As of right now, the Toronto Blue Jays, they are the big dog of the AL East until the regular season, until the Yankees go face up against them. So the Blue Jays are the only team I'm worried about in the AL East. I'm not worried about anyone else. No, Tyler, the Twins, they were engaged in conversations with the Red Sox. It's just the Twins were just asking for way too much in return. They were asking for Marcel Meyer, and the Red Sox were not trading him.
He might be a name that's on the move because they've been talking about that for a while already. So it almost got done last year, so he might be a name that's on the move.
Listen, the AL East is always strong. Like, always.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, virtually always. And you can't really take that for granted. Every year, you know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a gauntlet, and we know that. So I don't think we're disrespecting any team.
No,
we know it's going to be hard to win the division. It always is. So, you know, but this is a Yankees podcast. This ain't
there you go.
You know what I mean? So
like I agree. Like, I respect to the Red Sox, like Ocean Views and Coffee Shop says, they are a very young and dangerous team. Absolutely. But they still have to prove it. Those young guys still have to prove it at the major league level. Like Grace said, they lost their number one offensive weapon last year, and that was Alex Bregman. He was the anchor to their offense, the anchor to their defense. And Devers. They traded their franchise player in Devers because they wanted to have Bregman be the third baseman, but then they let Bregman leave because they were too cheap to sign him. If that was the Yankees, what would Yankee fans be doing?
That's what I'm saying.
Then they got rid of players that they got for Devers. Jordan Hicks isn't on the team anymore, so that organization is dysfunctional. I mean,
it's giving
Roman Anthony's
the Luka Anthony Davis trade. Made all these moves and had nothing to show for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Roman,
Tyler, I'm not disagreeing with Tyler. Roman Anthony is a nice young player, but are they going to keep him long term? From the Red Sox track record, they might trade him in a year or two. We don't know what's going to happen, but you know, when it comes to New York Yankees this year, I think as it gets closer, like I said, I'm just, it's baseball's in the air and I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. I got us winning the division. The thing with the Blue Jays is this: it's a mentality thing. They're going to come in here, and how much overconfidence is going to be in there because they know that they smacked us last year. They get up for the New York Yankees. You got two guys that love playing the New York Yankees, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and George Springer. They love smacking the New York Yankees. They lick their chops when playing us. We need to have that dog mentality as well and say, you know what? Y'all got us last year. Let's get y'all this year. And we need young guys like Ben Rice to be a dog, Bednar to be a dog, Aaron Judge is a dog, Giancarlo Stanton, etc. Like, go out there and let's go out there and win.
Listen, I know that the Blue Jays beat us fair and square last year. It's like, whatever. But let's not forget, we were just a couple innings away from winning the division. We were just one closing out a game away from winning the division. And then when we met them in the postseason, we were just like one start where our starter actually goes further than the third inning away from, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we got, you know, absolutely obliterated. Like, yeah, we lost.
But I want to piggyback like Jose Medina is saying. Ace is cooking. We don't have a dog mentality. And that's what the Yankees need. The Yankees need to go. And everything that we're saying about Judge is true. The Yankees need to go out there and they need to put boot to ass. You have to do that. In order for you to rewrite these past 10 years of Yankees failures in the postseason, whether it's against the Astros, whether it's against the Toronto Blue Jays, whoever, the Dodgers, you have to go out there in the postseason and you have to put boot to ass in order to erase any of that negative drama. Because the Yankees can go out there, from now, can win 96 games, but if we get to the postseason and we get eliminated in the ALDS, don't even get to the ALCS, that everything that this entire season gets thrown out the window because we just got embarrassed in the ALDS. We didn't even make the World Series.
Dude.
So I agree with Ace. We need a dog mentality. We need to go out there. We need to put boots to ass in the postseason.
We said last year that whoever won the ALDS was going to go to the World Series. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Either it was going to be the Yankees or it was going to be the Toronto Blue Jays. It ended up being the Toronto Blue Jays, and they were just a couple outs away from winning the World Series as well. That Game 7 was crazy, right? If y'all remember, didn't it go to extra innings? It was crazy there at the end. They almost won the whole damn thing, okay?
Yeah.
So
if IKF gets a better jump, they win it.
Poor IKF, by the way. And isn't
No,
he
if
Red
that
Sox
ball,
now? So there you go.
if that ball didn't get trapped, if first of all, the Dodgers, they have baseball players that know, because Kike Hernandez immediately threw his arms up. He knows, and that's because you have players that's been in that situations, understand the moment, understand the rules to the game. And when he saw that, he immediately threw his hands up to stop play and have the umpires assess that situation. And it was the right call. Whether you're a Blue Jays fan that upset about it, if it happened in favor for the Yankees, you'll be just like Kike Hernandez wanting the umpires to do it.
And the catch he made. Like, it's about big time players make big time plays. It's as simple as that. Baseball is a game of inches. With all that being said, they were this close to winning it. If IKF got a better jump, because if you look at that replay, he was on the bag. He was nowhere near a secondary lead, which he should have. So that's what I'm saying. Baseball is a game of inches. You have to be, people want to say it's luck. You know what they say? Luck is when opportunity meets preparation. You got to be prepared for the opportunity.
I'm trying to find it. I can't even find it. But Zoe in the chat, he put we had the Yankees. They have a cat mentality. They don't even have a cat mentality, bro. They move like a sloth, very slow. They're like a sloth from Ice Age. You guys know Sid from Ice Age? That's the Yankees.
But that's attitude reflects leadership, which somebody just said. Sad Yankee fan. I've been saying this for a minute.
I was just about to bring it up.
Give me Jorge.
Bingo,
I want
bingo.
the old time Yankees,
Bingo,
Jorge
bingo.
Posada, to come in here and be like, yo, we not getting it done. Like, accountability. That's why we love Giancarlo Stanton. Accountability. And like when you hear Aaron Boone on the press conferences, and even when they're out there, like, he got asked about accountability. He's like, yeah, there is. It's like, is it? Sometimes it's hard to tell. It really is. When you're out there sitting Jasson Dominguez after he just got like a 4-hit game, or, you know, they're able to run rampant on the base pass, forget how many outs it is, and guys are still playing. Like, is it? It's hard to tell.
We need the Louis Rojas's of the world. We need the Louis Rojas's of the world. I remember growing up watching Robinson Cano. Robinson Cano was fucking petrified of Larry Bowa because he knew, because Larry Bowa was the Yankees infield coach, and everybody kept saying that Robinson Cano was just too lazy and nonchalant. Anytime Cano made a mistake, he knew Larry Bowa was going to rip into him. That's what we need. We need the players. We need that type of coach in the locker room.
Remember when Aaron Judge hit that home run in the I think it was in the postseason. Can't remember if it was in the wild card or the division series, and he goes into the dugout and he looks at the camera, he points at it, and then he walks a little bit, he turns back around. That's the Aaron Judge we need. That's the energy we need going into 2026 for sure. And that's why I love Jazz, y'all. I know he gets ejected sometimes, and that sucks. I don't want you to get ejected, but I do like it when you're talking shit to the other team. I do. I'm just gonna say I'm a Raphael fan. Okay, my favorite TMNT is Raphael. Okay, so I like to see a little bit of that aggression, that fire, that competitive, juices flowing, like Jazz talking to the umpire. He gets ejected. Listen, I don't want him to get ejected all the time, but I don't mind that he has that dog in him. I love that.
Shout out to Brophy in the chat, who says they already have Pettit as a special advisor or whatever that title is. Get the rest of the core forward to the coaching staff. 100%. One of the best moments that I had last year at Yankee spring training, and I sent you the picture, Grace, was I saw in the backfield, it was Rodon and Max Fried, right? But it was around them, it was CC Sabathia, it was Roger Clemens, it was Andy Pettit, and it was Ron Guidry. They were having a conversation. And after they were done, Rodon and Max Fried walked by me. I had my camera, and you hear Rodon tell Max, bro, that was just fucking Roger Clemens and Andy fucking Pettit. So, those are the moments that I can't wait for spring training. And yeah, like Brophy says, we need to have the rest of the core for. I want to see Derek Jeter be a special advisor for the Yankees in spring training. He hasn't done it yet. I want to see that. Yeah,
keep the greats in the organization. It's as simple as that. one thing that stood out before we head out of here too.
Hmm.
Donatello needs more love. 'Cause I love Leonardo. You said you like Michelangelo. She said she's Raphael. Where's the love for Donnie, man?
No, I'm not Raphael. Raphael's my favorite.
No, that's what I'm saying. You like
Oh,
Raphael.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hector
yeah.
likes Michelangelo.
I like
Leonardo.
Michelangelo.
Where's
if
the
you were
love
like-
for Donatello?
Okay, but it's funny you say that because if you were like, which turtle are you?
Mm-hmm.
I would be Donatello.
Well, if you
But
guys
my
like,
favorite is Raphael.
if you guys like, the reason why I like Michelangelo, right, is like if you guys know like the real lore of like Teenage Mutant Teenage
Here we
Mutant
go
Turtles
with the lore.
and,
Let's
and
go.
why each turtle is assigned their weapon and the reasoning why they gave them their weapon and because of their personality and because of their traits. And with Michelangelo, I really like him because of the weapons that he has. Those
The
are really
nunchucks.
hard weapons, to master, and you have to be that has this. No, not the nunchucks. That's
Focus. No,
yeah.
Michelangelo has nunchucks. Yeah, focus.
Yeah. Sorry, I
the-
just blanked for a second.
The lore of it. Leonardo's too passive. That's why he has the most aggressive weapons. Raphael's too aggressive. That's why he has defensive weapons.
Defensive weapons. right.
Donatello's technology. That's why he has a stick. And Michelangelo doesn't focus. That's why he has the weapon that has the most focus to it.
Exactly, and because you could hurt yourself and hurt other people around you. And one of the best runs in comic book runs ever is the Last Ronin, where his brothers are killed and Splinter is killed, and he takes all of their weapons, and his color becomes black, and he goes and becomes the Last Ronin. Yeah, I'm that much of a fucking loser. But before we get out of here, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. We have our mailbag segment, right? So after this live is done, guys, when this live is over, please go back into the video, go into the comments section, and leave us any topics that you want us to bring up on the next show. We'll bring you up for our mailbag portion, and we'll talk about whatever you guys leave in the comment section. You could do it after this show or tomorrow if you get bored. Go back into the live, go into the comment section, and let us know. Hey, show that up real quick.
Got
Yeah.
all the issues. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is dope. Also,
Yeah,
I'm about to bust out this bad boy. I haven't got into this yet. What you know about that, Heck?
Hey, listen. That's our separate YouTube channel. All right, we got Yankee fans here and a lot of boomers, and we don't want them to get drowned out with the anime and comic book talk. But one thing we do have to work on, I would love for us to work on getting us to sound "You Got Mail," so we could do the mailbag portion. So anytime we do it, we'll add that. So for right now, you got mail. This is our mailbag portion. This is from Ash Benta, 6347, who says, how do you guys feel about the Yankees signing Michael Kopech for the bullpen? As of right now, Michael Kopech is still a free agent who is out there. I'm not sure how much money the Yankees have available to be flexible when it comes to the bullpen. The question that I put is, how do we feel about the Yankees bullpen? Is the bullpen better now than when it was last season? I'm confident in this bullpen as it currently is constructed. And I think as the season goes on, you'll see young guys as Elmo Rodriguez Cruz, as you see Carlos Lorraine and any of the other young pitchers come up and pitch out of the bullpen for the Yankees. So I can say right now, confidently, this bullpen is better now than what it was last year.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Not too much to say on that. I definitely think, like, especially because we trust the Yankees to go out there and solidify the bullpen along with Matt Blake. So I'm excited for this.
Yeah. What about you, Grace?
I'm over here trying to figure out who would be what Ninja Turtle on the Yankees.
Okie dokie. Grace is doing some important journalism is happening over there with Grace Monroe.
I'm like, who would be Raphael? Ben Rice is obviously Donatello. Jazz Chisholm Jr. is obviously Michelangelo.
Yeah, Jazz would be Michelangelo because of the focus.
Judge is Leo. So, like, who would be Raph though? Who would?
Brian Cashman is definitely
Anyway, y'all think about
Master Splinter.
Does that make Hal Splinter?
Yeah, that makes Hal and Brian Cashman.
Brian Cashman is Shredder.
Oh damn!
Yeah. A lot of people hate Brian Cashman, so
yeah. And Aaron Boone is what? Bebop and Rocksteady, both at the same time.
Facts.
Oh my god, what a niche joke that is great.
Yeah. But Grace,
the little brain king.
Like, yes.
Dimension
That's
X
what the Yankees
episodes
think,
were
big brain.
Yes. Before we lose all of our
Monroe.
subscribers. Oh, we lost Grace. She got too excited about the Ninja Turtle conversation. That's what it was.
I went to Dimension X. I was in Dimension X.
But Grace, final thoughts when it comes to the Yankees bullpen. 1 to 10, how confident are you?
1 to 10, how confident am I in the Yankees bullpen?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like 7.5. That's
Okay.
high.
That's solid.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see some growth and some improvement, but I have high hopes, and I'm not like, oh, our bullpen is absolutely stacked and we're about to, I don't feel like that, but I feel good, confident.
So we got 6.5 from my guy Tyler Tabbitt in the
Yeah,
building. That's that's solid. I'll give it
sensible.
6.57. One more final mailbag question before we get out of here. And this is from Blaze455. Shout out to Blaze, who says, "Good morning. Did you see what Joe Sherman said about Yankee fans being whiners? He thinks they should just be quiet because they are looking for attention and making themselves look foolish." So the question is, are Yankee fans our worst enemy? I'm not sure about you guys, but I appreciate that comment from Joe Sherman telling Yankee fans to shut the fuck up online, complaining about the team and stuff like that. Because a lot of it is redundant, a lot of it is repetitive, a lot of it is copy and paste from what other people are saying. So I do think that us Yankee fans, we are our worst enemies.
Yeah. I can see both sides of it, but I'm not going to act like I'm not a spoiled Yankee fan. I don't expect championships every year because I do. It just comes with the nature of being Yankee fans. And us as content creators, we got to talk about that stuff. So, yeah, it's simple as that for me.
Yeah,
Grace?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's said, I love Joel Sherman
Right.
because I value his objectivity in the of and around the Yankees. So, but I won't say that I didn't think that was kind of like a harsh way to put it. I think that perhaps there was some a level of a little bit of a soundbite moment. But that's the game that all content creators play, and journalists and everybody else. That's their job and everything. So I kind of get it, but I feel like he probably could have said it in a nicer way or like a less harsh way. But it is what it is. And I don't think he was necessarily wrong. I just probably don't agree with the way he said it. You know?
But that's like that shit was crazy.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, I just had to.
That's
Man,
like such a small percentage though. Like but that makes us all look bad though. It really does. It makes us.
Bro,
He does.
I laughed my ass off when this happened. I gotta say, I guess I'm going to hell because when
First
this
of all-
happened, I was laughing.
I'd have to go back and look at my reaction, but my first reaction is, dude, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah, I was
what
like,
are we doing?
What are you doing? First of all,
Especially the dude that grabs his right hand. I'm like, what are you doing? You gonna pull him into the stands?
It looked like that hat was from the 2009 fucking championship parade. That's how old that man's hat is at the time. But yeah, anytime Yankee fans get brought up, immediately I go to that person. Immediately I go to that person.
Let's say it's funny because Mookie Betts didn't get hurt.
Yes.
If he'd have been hurt, it would not have been funny. It's not funny now. But at the time I was laughing, right? In the moment, I was overcome with emotion. We were all like, tensions were high. We were losing, and we finally brought it back to the Bronx and we were trying to get it going. And like, that was my honest reaction at the time. But everybody roasted John Boy for laughing. And I was like, oh, damn, I was laughing too. Like, am I a shitty person? I'm sorry. Like, I like Mookie and I'm glad he didn't get hurt. Like, am I going to hell?
No. I'm glad Mookie didn't get hurt. I was upset at that fan. I thought, like Ace said, that's a bad representation of Yankee fans. It's a very small minority of Yankee fans that act like that, but they get overcasted. And if you're a Yankee fan, it's something I always preach. If you're a Yankee fan, if you're at the stadium, if you see any fans that are acting out of pocket, doing shit that that you shouldn't be doing as fans, please call them out. Like, call them out call them out, make them embarrassed. I love making people embarrassed in public. That's one of my favorite hobbies. Like, Grace loves crocheting. I love secondhand embarrassment with other people.
Yeah, don't do that. I'm not saying to do that. I wasn't like, yeah, they're doing it. I just, yeah. But also, I laugh when I'm very uncomfortable. Like, I have to, like, concentrate not to laugh in the most
Yeah,
inopportune moments in my life.
we all have our go-to responses on things. Grace laughs. Me, I become a sarcastic asshole.
Same.
But
Same. That's
dude,
why me and
like
Ace
you were
get
talking
along
about
so well.
criticizing people in public. You know how many times I criticize people for their shitty parking? I look at them and
Oh.
it's like, dude, you need to, like, I want to be parking police. Leave a little note on there, like, try better next time.
If the Olympics had aggressive driving was an Olympic game, I would be a fucking Hall of Famer. That's what I would be, by cursing the way I just get aggravated by people. I got this video. I don't approve of AI at all, but this is probably one of the only good uses of AI.
Jimmy, tell your kids not to wear blue around me for at least a month. I can't even look at a Smurf right now.
And after the Yankees lost to the Blue Jays, yeah. So that's a good ethical use of using AI. But shout out to the chat before we wrap things up. Zoe says, "Oh my God, when Mickey starts crying at the farmhouse after they were meditating, I was crying as." Are you talking about Mickey Mantle? Okay. Shout out to John Brophy as well. 80 snaps in the building. Yankees 2026. How you doing? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Tyler Tabbitt was in the building as well. All of the super chats that we have. Appreciate all the super chats. It goes a long way when it comes to helping us out over here at Uptown Sports TV. Yankees boy 7 Joe. I hope you do feel better. Feel better, my brother. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Miguel, thank you for the $5 super chat. Chris CK, thank you for the super chat as well. Appreciate you guys. Ace and Grace. Arriba the Dirts to the people. Last goodbyes.
See you when I see you.
It's very, very
for me, as Eddie Snap said, forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price
for late pizza.
Hey, that's a good one. Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for a late pizza. That sounds like it was on a fortune.
30 seconds. How long is it? 30 seconds. Is it 30 seconds? Pizza guy's got 30 seconds. How long is it?
What was your favorite
this is a quiz.
Of the Ninja Turtle movies? I was a fan of the 90s Ninja Turtles. I don't like the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles. Any movie that has like a sky beam, I get upset at. Fuck the sky beams in movies, even though Ghostbusters had the first one. And I like the recent animated Ninja Turtle. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was fire. I hated the Michael Bay steroid Ninja Turtles. Hated them.
I actually put out on my channel, because you guys know I'm a double niche channel. I already put out my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ranking, and I have Secret of the Ooze as number 1. That's my all-time favorite. I actually think the 1990s is a little bit overrated.
Oh, I like the second Michael Bay film. Actually, I think nobody liked that movie but me. But I actually liked that one.
No,
TMNT 2017 was actually really good too. The animated one, that is probably my second favorite one. And Leonardo let Raphael win, so I'm just gonna put that out there.
Oh my God, what's the one where Raphael becomes like the night guy?
That's the one I'm talking about, the animated one. And they were fighting on the rooftop. That animation's top tier. Like I said, Leonardo let Raphael win for his ego.
He did.
Folks in the chat, thank you for not leaving and not unsubscribing as we have this very amazing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle conversation. But we'll be back next week with our no open panel next week, because I will be in Puerto Rico actually. So we're not gonna have the open panel next week. Grace and Ace, if you guys want to rock out Thursday, I can set it up for you guys, because I'm gonna be in Puerto Rico with wifey on vacay. If we gotta have him, if we miss the show next week, we miss the show next week. It looks like we're missing the show next week because Ace is busy.
I will do a one-woman show. No, just kidding.
Do it.
Just kidding. Oh no, talk about off the rails.
A Grace Hot Corner episode.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
Nobody wants to see that. Oh Lord. Well, we'll miss y'all next week. By the time we're back, pitchers and catchers will be in Tampa, and we'll be rolling. We'll be countdown to the WBC. Rosters are out. Go check out your country. Grab your merchandise, your swag. This is a free plug to the people who make all the merchandise. Get ready. Yeah, look at Hector. He's swagged up. Ace, where's your swag at? Y'all know I have my U.S. baseball swag. Everybody's getting ready. It's a really exciting time. We laid out the keys to success for the Yankees this season, and let's get to playing some baseball, y'all.
Absolutely. This Sunday, the Super Bowl is here. Make sure you guys drop in the comment section who you guys want. I am rooting just for Benito Bad Bunny for the Benito Bowl. That's all I care about when it comes to the Super Bowl. Until next time, guys, make sure you guys drink some water, say something nice to your neighbor, go outside and touch some grass. Yankee fans that are just cramped up all day and frustrated. Yankees baseball is here. Pitchers and catchers are around the corner. Aaron Judge is already there cooking up tamales with his folks. But until next time, I'm Hector.
I'm Grace Monroe.
Yours truly, the ace.
And this is the Yankees
Morning
Morning
Brew.
Brew. Oh.